I see a lot of behaviors in clinic where women are coming in and saying, my husband is toxic, or my partner is toxic, or all men are toxic. And I want to clear the air and say that until a man is exposed, until any human, this is not exclusive to men, but until a human is exposed and made aware of where the concerns are, and then given a real opportunity to change, meaning that the female partner cannot punish him as he stumbles and falls to reach the new, what's the word I'm looking for? The new behavior or the new intervention. Like when I made Mason aware that, hey, the division of labor isn't equal, it took us another 6 months to really find a balance that worked for both of us.
Yeah.
And what I had to do is I had to manage that tendency to be like, you're still not doing enough. You're still not enough. You're still blah, blah, blah. I'm still doing it all. Rah, 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 rah.
It still happens sometimes.
Well, yeah,
but
I'm
not
human.
very often.
Right. And so we as women, we need to give our men a safe place where they can feel their emotions, where they can be vulnerable without being shut up. Yeah. Where we can talk about job burnout or church burnout, where we can talk to our partners about, hey, I think I need a job change, but look at what this is going to do with us financially. Like, we need to be able to do that without that panic response.
Well, and educate yourself about why things like that are happening. Like, for instance, if in 2004, I had figured that you had an affair simply because you weren't interested in me anymore and you wanted to be with him, that's it. It's over. It's done.
Right. We would have had a very different outcome.
It would have, yeah, we would have probably divorced and we would have moved on.
Right. You're talking about getting curious.
But when you can recognize that those kind of things happen for other reasons, and then if you then extrapolate that into pornography, if you immediately think, well, he's looking at pornography, she's looking at pornography because I don't satisfy her anymore, or she doesn't, I don't satisfy him anymore, and don't recognize that there are other reasons that happen and you can't talk about it, you're going to end up with an outcome that isn't true to what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And so if you're getting stuck, if you're finding yourself like when your male partner or male friend is expressing vulnerability and you find yourself having a reaction rather than an empathetic, validating, understanding response, or if you find yourself lecturing or problem solving, get some help from a licensed qualified professional or a trained life coach or somebody who can help, number one, the man speak and verbalize their vulnerability, and a woman who is safe to do that with.
They're not going to speak it if they find
right. Well, and we do see this to varying degrees in, gay, lesbian, trans relationships, but it's a little bit different because it's just a different dynamic. And so I want to make sure that it doesn't matter your sexual orientation, your gender identity. If you're struggling with identifying a lack of exposure to the behaviors that you're desiring, you may need help to get there, because for the most part, unless a man or a woman, anybody, unless a human is intentionally causing harm, intentionally overlording or practicing undue influence, they're not toxic. They are wounded, in the sense of not necessarily that they've had something horrible happen to them that they can't talk about because they're nursing or licking a wound, emotional or otherwise, but this is so hard because I don't want to say like they've missed the messaging, but rather there's been a lack of exposure due to societal norms, and in religion that is often complicated because of the reinforcement of unhealthy social norms that have been in existence for eons and eons.